Good morning. Welcome back to My Left Ear. I've been gone for a little over a week because I didn't have a computer and it messed me up. Thank you for your patience. It is Wednesday, July 21st, and this is called a turning point. So my name is Carrie Freeman. I'm a little rusty. I feel like I'm out of it because I haven't been using my computer or recording. So bear with me if I'm a little, I don't know, less than smooth. My name is Carrie Freeman, and this is called My Left Ear because I get information through my left ear. I get psychic information through my left ear, and I also do the runes. And what I do for people is that I am a change agent. I help people change and achieve goals through psychic coaching and hypnotherapy. Been doing it for 20 years. Below is my email, and you can email me and I can send you a one sheet of my services, or I can set up a phone consultation for you. So there you have it. Now we're gonna get started. My last little plea is to ask anybody new to sign up and subscribe to My Left Ear. That would be wonderful. I'm trying to reach 5,000. All right. This is what I feel really big news. Okay, this is what my left ear feels is really big news, and it just happened yesterday. So let me go back for a minute. When January 6th insurgency happened, the riot, the astounding insurgency, I don't even know what to say, it was so horrible. But when it happened, my left ear got this immediate, I'm telling you, like immediate hit, that it was planned by Donald Trump, that he had all these enablers, and this wasn't just a happening. This was coordinated. It was like a movie production where you've got transportation people and props. The props are weapons, and coordination and walkie-talkies. This was like production. I worked in production for years. It takes a lot of people. The point is, I knew immediately. We were not confused. Well, yesterday when this news item came down, which I'm going to talk about, I had the same experience. It was like, okay, this is the turning point where we get to go after Trump. So I'm gonna go with some information here. What is the UAE? The UAE, for those who don't know, it's a federation of seven Arab monarchies, and it's home to several sovereign wealth funds, such as the nearly 700 billion Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. So the UAE played a major part in former President Trump's policy in the Middle East. How did that come about? Well, yesterday, Tuesday, a man named Tom Barrack, you could say Barack, but Barrack, a lot of people are calling him Barrack, is a 74-year-old private equity billionaire who was chairman of Trump's 2017 inaugural fund. Okay, we could just stop right there because we know there's something wrong with that inaugural fund. It's being investigated. But that's not what this is about. I'm just saying he was chairman, and he is a Trump ally. Now, he was arrested yesterday. He was apprehended, billionaire, arrested yesterday on several charges, one of which is for illegal foreign lobbying. And he was brought up in federal court in New York. Now, he was illegal because he never filed formal papers to be a foreign lobbyist. But that's not the only thing that he didn't do. The indictment alleges that this guy, Tom Barrack, worked for years to develop this relationship with UAI, secretly pushing their interests, and for which he got $1.5 billion. So it alleges that this longtime friend and associate of Trump's worked for years to develop this relationship by secretly furthering UAE interests through his influence with Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and his administration. Now, the 7-count indictment also accuses Barrack of obstruction of justice and making multiple false statements in a 2019 interview with federal authorities. So this all played an enormous part in Trump's administration and his involvement in that region. This is a big fish. What happened to me when I read about this and I heard about this Thomas Barrack, B-A-R-R-A-C-K, Barrack. I had the same experience that I did on January 6th. I went, okay, boom, this is it. This is the guy. He's going to talk. He's going to tell the truth. He's not emotionally invested in Donald Trump. He's extremely wealthy. He's a billionaire. He's probably richer than Donald Trump. This is one of those people, he's not going to want to be in jail. He's going to talk, and supply information. This is what we've been waiting for, actually. So I'm putting myself on the line here and telling you, I think this is huge. He's still in jail. He is considered a flight risk because he has so many options at his fingertips. You know, private planes, and he has relationships all over the world where he could just fly away and not be shipped back to the United States. So there's a real question about letting him out. So imagine this billionaire, and he's like, you know, a dandy, he looks like a tall Jeff Bezos, 74 years old, you know, really slick, beautiful suits, all that. When he got apprehended, they took all his clothes, they took all his devices, all his identification, they put him in garb, they took a picture, and that's where he is. That's where this billionaire is. He's not having a good time. And I just want to go back that he chaired 45's 2017 inaugural fund. I think that's going to come up like a bad burp, but worse. So my left ear wants you to know he will not protect 45. He has no personal investment there. So I want you to know that. And also what came along with this is this clarity from my left ear that this now begins the end, the real end of the 45 era. This is the beginning of his downfall, plus all those who enable him. And each one will experience legal repercussions or loss or severe limitations in their lives. Their lives will never be the same again. The other thing that my left ear wants you to know is that there was a leak, you might have read about it, a leak from the old Steele dossier that we used to hear about. Now, there's a question whether the leak was on purpose or someone, you know, put it out there. My left ear thinks it was on purpose. But in the leak, it is reported that they wrote that Donald Trump is mentally unstable, he's weak, and he has an inferiority complex. Therefore, really wanted him to be president so they could manipulate. All right? My left ear wants you to know something else, and I mentioned it before, but I'm bringing it up again because I really think it's going to surface. this Greenberg character from Florida who's going to prison, trafficking, and so many indictments on this guy, which he has lowered by cooperating. But he's, he's not a murderer, but oh my God, he's just quite the sociopath and opportunist and thief and on and on and on. Greenberg. I believe Mr. Greenberg knows things about Governor DeSantis in Florida, and they're not good things, and I think these things are going to come out. This group, this Gates and DeSantis and Greenberg and others, they were like very tight, toxic group, and Greenberg knows a lot. And he hasn't even been sentenced yet because he's talking. So keep an eye on DeSantis. My left ear, all of a sudden Fox is promoting the vaccine. Well, I think their legal department pulled all the pundits together and said, listen, you're going to have to promote the vaccine because we're getting slapped with lawsuits and threats. And now all of a sudden, Sean Hannity and Tucker, and they all are going, oh, you've got to take this. Somebody figured out that they're killing off their constituents. They're killing off the people that would vote for them. So that's that. All right, I'm going to go back to the runes because this wasn't going to be long today because I'm just getting back on my feet. I also had a cracked iPhone, so I had a lot of technical stuff. So I'm going into this, but it won't be a long one, I don't think. So I did runes. Out of the blue, this question came up about, will Joe Biden seek to increase the Supreme Court? Because it's lopsided right now with right-handed justices. And we're beginning to see some very disturbing things about voting. They just did a very disappointing, they just made a judgment about voting that sets us back. So the Supreme Court feels very important right now. Okay, so will Biden increase SCOTUS? This was what I threw with the runes. So the first rune I got was signals reversed. And when I talked about this before, they show up upright or they show up reversed. Either way, there's always lessons. So this is signals. It talks about concern over failed communication, a sense of futility. And, I believe that's part of that futility is how some of these people got on the Supreme Court through that pushing that McConnell did, that almost illegal rush to get people on the Supreme Court. And we've got some Kavanaugh's like stupid and conservative, and he's a drunk and a rapist. This is my feeling. And he should never. And they should investigate him, and he should be gone. But he's there. And Amy is there. So we're having to deal with that. All right, so there is a sense of futility. It is timely, however, and the rune says it's time to clean out the old. If the well is clogged, clean it out. All right, that's an interesting, I always do 3. So the middle one is fertility, the rune of fertility. And it has an urge towards harmony. Of course, we know Joe Biden has an urge towards harmony, so he really popped up for me. It's what he wants. It's what Joe Biden wants. He wants harmony. Now, what's interesting about this, it says it is the completion of beginnings. It's an emergence from a closed state. That feels kind of hopeful, doesn't it? Emergence from a closed state. Now, the last rune is the rune of constraint. And it's about identify the shadow. Identify what is repressed, stunted. Well, I view SCOTUS as repressed and stunted right now. It's not balanced at all. It does speak about restraint, holdups, and reconsidering. All of this because I interpret the possibilities are there. Does my left ear think Biden is going to move forward with balancing out the Supreme Court? Not right now. So sorry. This is really close because there's some good runes involved. But that last rune tells me not anytime soon. But we can revisit that. You know, there's 3 more years. All right, so I want to go on to the next rune I pulled was about Joe Manchin, who I'm not crazy about. I think he's playing games. I think he's taking dark money. And he's just confusing everybody. Nobody really knows who he is and what he's up to. So will Manchin agree to a partial adjustment to the filibuster? All right, partial adjustment to the filibuster. So I got fertility upright. Fertility comes into these readings a lot, by the way. It is an urge towards harmonizing. It's the completion of beginnings. It indicates strength to achieve a completion. It indicates to me he wants something. And it's emergence from a closed state. We get fertility a lot when I pull the runes. So the second one is the warrior rune, but it is reversed. And it says, through hasty, ill-timed actions, life force leaks out. It has to do with matters of trust and confidence. They are at hand. And, you know, we don't know whether to trust Joe Manchin. We don't really have confidence in Joe Manchin because we can't really understand his thinking. This is where I feel dark money comes into. That's why we can't understand his thinking, because he's doing it for dark money. All right, so the last rune in this filibuster question is separation reversed, okay? It's not a time to be bound by old conditioning or authority, Joe. Consider what will benefit you and others. So he may be considering a radical departure from what he's been doing and the bipartisan crap which isn't there. And it's telling us the old ways are changing. I want you to know, my left ear and I are leaning towards the possibility that he might get on board with a partial change in the filibuster. I did nothing on Kyrsten Sinema just because of time. So we'll see. You know, the separation is, it's a time not to be bound by old conditioning, and that would seem like moving forward, doing something new, which would be an adjustment to the filibuster. Because I don't trust Joe Manchin, but I think there's a chance he might surprise us. So, you know, what are you going to do? You know, what are you going to do? You can fire me if you want to. I think there's a chance he might surprise us at the last minute. So those are 2 that I did. Let me go further. This commission that Nancy Pelosi is putting together, just really quick, I didn't even really have a note in here, but she just said, no, I will not have Jim Jordan, and there's one other guy, Banks, I think, on this commission. It was great. And then the really ineffective Kevin McCarthy, who's just awful, got up there with his 5 appointees and whined today. Boo-hoo. He had the chance months ago to assign his people to the commission, and then he went, no commission, we're not going to have a commission. And now he's paying for that stupid decision, which was probably fueled by his friend Trump. This COVID Delta variant, I want you to know that deaths are up by 44% right now. I know people who are not vaccinated. I can't quite believe it. And we'll just have to see. I think that all the Fox pundits are a little bit too late, because I think people are very entrenched now. The ones who are like, no. And the only thing possibly is when, the people that are dying are unvaccinated. That's what all the hospitals tell us. Those are the people that are dying. And if enough people in red states and enough of these red state families start losing family members, they might wake up. We'll have to see, but it's pretty bad. Deaths are up by 44%. Right. I'm going to come back and do more. There's so much going on. So much. I couldn't get to it all, but I wanted to do this check-in with you because I've been gone. So I'm going to do the quotes. I found this quote last week, and it really doesn't have anything to do with the politics right now. It's just inspirational. I don't even know who said it. Here's the quote. Stay with the people who celebrate you, not the people who tolerate you. I don't know, I really relate to that one. Stay with the people who celebrate you, not the people who tolerate you. Here's another one. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. This is true. And this was said by Benjamin Disraeli. And here's just a general one that I use all the time, and it was actually from one of my acting teachers that passed away about 3 years ago, Gordon Hunt. It has stayed with me all these years. He said, when you don't know what to do, just do something. And I really get that, because when you don't know what to do, people tend to want to arrive on that perfect thing. But no, you just have to start something, and that will take you to the next thing. So just do something when you don't know what to do. That's it. What you're doing is you're infecting or affecting the quantum field of energy. That's what you're doing. So my friends, I'll see you really soon. I won't be gone long again like I was. And more runes. Make peace, make memories. Hit the subscribe button. Ask your friends to check in. We want to build this thing here. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.